Welcome to DIY Epicness Strive for Perfection. I'm Chris and that's the project for this episode. In this video series, it is all about evolution and creative development, and there is a big picture behind it because one day it will all add up. The first video is about creating a workspace and a tool, a milling machine mounted on a table. Let's go.
Let's have a look at the initial situation first. That is my workshop, it is in my basement and it is already kinda epic, but you can always make things better, right? In the course of the DIY Epicness videos, I will basically build a lot of furniture and I want to do it in a really nice way. First of all, I will upgrade my workbench. I already got the milling machine, it was a present from my granddad, so thank you so much. That was literally the perfect present. And now it is all about creating a holder for it. The used material is called phenolic paper and we thought a long time about how we could pull this off. But in the end, all I did was tracing the outlines and the rest of the work was done by my granddad. And to really make sure that the milling machine stays in place, we drill 2 more holes, cut threads into them to secure the milling machine with 2 more screws with a pointed tip. Back to my workshop, and when I say strive for perfection, I really mean strive for perfection. So no matter what I'm building, it probably won't be economic nor efficient, and you could definitely recreate these projects in half the time or less, but I simply love to put love into my work. A lot of love and a lot of details. Anyways, to prevent this freaking dust, I tried to use water. Didn't work out as well as I thought, and in the end I basically had to endure it. Yeah, I know that is really stupid, but that's nothing compared to the next treatment. I wanted to spice up the table a little bit with some kind of decoration, so I improvised a little bit and came up with this. Furthermore, I came to the conclusion that I certainly won't use spray paint because inhalation, you know. So I decided to burn it with my heat gun, and that was pretty much the worst decision I made while filming this project. This was literally retarded. Not only did it crack open the top layer of the table, it was like vaping cancer for hours. And now all I can do is hope that it won't cause any long-term damages to my lungs and stuff. But anyways, I guess. And another helpful thing would be to remove the duct tape before you burn it. I wasted so much time on getting this stuff off the table again. Now that the unnecessary part of this project is done, let's proceed with the actual intent. Figuring out the perfect spot for the milling machine, marking it and then drilling it out. Proceeding with the holes for the screws and then mounting it for the first time. Looking pretty good. The only problem is that it sticks out a little bit too far, and to level it with the table, I'm simply inserting a few washes in between the holder and the table, and there we go. Now it is time to set up the power control, and thankfully it just worked pretty much right out of the box. I just put on some plugs, nothing to it, fixing it onto this drawer. and that's it. To make the cutting bit better accessible while working, I decided to insert these steel plates, and for cutting out the profile I used my rotary tool. I always get so impatient with this. While doing the exact same task on my foldable bed, I somehow trashed my Dremel. So don't go balls to the walls with a rotary tool. It probably overheated and simply burned, but thankfully they repaired it for free. You know, warranty and stuff. It's totally not warranty, but I just got lucky, I guess. And now to the hardest part, building a guiding rail. The idea is pretty simple, but to mill out so much material with stupid rotary tools, well, and a machete, it was pretty insane to say the least. Took me 3 to 4 hours, but well, at least it worked out. And after I drilled the last holes, I oiled up everything to give it a nice, finished look. The only problem was that I didn't give it enough time to dry, so it still was extremely sticky, but I just had to deal with that as well. Next up was the slide, but since it didn't turn out to be perfectly right angled, I had to glue the parts together. Worked out fine though. There we go, mounting the milling machine and the cover plates. There is just enough room to tighten it up, fixating the guiding system, almost non-existent slack. Spot on. And on the top end the groove is just a little bit tighter so that the cover plate snaps in place nicely. And the last and definitely most scary step was to drill out the collet. The new drill bits, they are just a bit too thick, and to do this with a hand drill was pretty risky, to be honest, but thankfully it somehow worked out. The trade-off, of course, is that I can't use the old milling bits any longer, but I guess that was a good trade, right? And I don't know why, but I always have this strange urge to touch everything. Like, what? But anyways.
And there we go, that's the finished product, a power-controlled, detachable milling machine mounted on a table with a guiding system. Let's give it a short test. Yeah. Well, it works, I guess. Pretty tight, right? This was a solid 20 hours project, and if you want to see the full time-lapse, then check out my 41st vlog. I hope you got something out of this project because it turned out to be pretty epic. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do, right? Hit the like button right now and leave a comment or question below because I love answering them. And subscribe for the viral vibe. Oh yeah.